you haven't been subscribing to my Instagram, come on now, people. Come on. Come on. So listen, your girl desires to have a new laptop. I know. I desire a lot of things in life. But listen, I am a fancy lady. Okay, I need to do my work well. I have 2 hard drives taped to the backside of my laptop. That already tells you how much data that I have on my laptop, but also really need to process. So I'm kind of thinking like it might be better to have a desktop that allows me to do the work. Furthermore, yeah, my preference goes to having a laptop because it's mobile. I can take it and walk around in the house with me anywhere where I go or outside of this place. And that desktop doesn't do that. Okay, the desktop is fixed. She ain't going nowhere, girl. So I do have to make a decision about that. But anyway, if there are any companies listening right now and y'all want to support your girl, please do that. Here's an honest truth that I'm willing to share with you all. Listen, so I have been contemplating about wanting to work with partners, like brand partners. Seriously, like brand partners. Brand partners that allow me to, for instance, show you a product that might be very good for you all to use. Brand partners that also help me within the efficiency of my own business. Brand partners in which I can kind of expand another side of what it is that I'm doing. I mean, in the previous video, I was already talking about the fact that I'm basically a content creator. So why not make the most of it? Why not make all the use of it, optimal use? That is what I'm looking for. I do have to find brand partners that are really beneficial to the people that I'm talking to, because I'm not going to feed anybody some I'm sitting now at the desk and I decided to make like a reorganization of the 2 hard drives that I have, because each hard drive is basically a separation of numerous of documents. I do not know how long this is going to take me. Might be a couple of hours. I am fixing to do it in 1.5 hours. Reduce your expectations to, but I am pretty confident about it. It's just, moving folders around and looking what will be beneficial, yes or no. This is not for me to go through each and every single file to see what it is and what it's not. It's just to see which folders need to be placed where. So I want to use one drive for all of the digital, the video, the audio that's on that particular drive, and the other drive I want to use for instance the photos that I use for social media, for the website, etc., etc., etc. And then of course you have admin things, but that I will just use one particular drive for, which I already was, but now I'm just upping the volume for that. Another thing that I need to do, but I don't need to do it, but I've decided to do it, is to have a virtual open studio tour today. So an open virtual video studio tour is basically me showing you how my studio looks like, how I work, and what is the latest project I'm working on, what I'm doing right now at the moment in the studio, and the work. Just explain a couple of the favorite works that I have that have been created within the studio, so people have a look on what it is that I do. I will be doing it during an Instagram live. If you haven't been subscribing to my Instagram, come on now, people. Come on. Become a subscriber. I'm almost at 1,000 followers, right? 1,000 followers. A little over 150 followers away from having 1,000 followers. I'm so proud of myself because the growth for the last 6 months of 2022 till now has been significant. So I really want to go and push myself to the point where we have 1,000 followers and just Spread that good love all over other social media platforms. Instagram, Insta Live, and I will be giving a studio tour. It won't be a really big studio tour because the studio is right here at my home in my small room. And I have talked about having, wanting a new studio, a studio that's outside of this home, somewhere away from my home. I do feel, and I'm going for the growth of MCJ Studio, so more projects coming on my table, collaborations, commissions, workshops, all of those great things. And I do want to have a space that allows for itself just to breathe and be an entity of itself. Now, I've been doing that here in the studio, but the studio is just getting smaller and smaller. It's getting smaller and smaller. I need a bigger studio. For that, I also need to be able to finance that. So I cannot urge you more than enough to also go to the platform Patreon. I think that the Patreon can be a very good way for patrons to help and support in the finances of finding a new studio. It helps me to continue to work on a bigger scale, on, also just expanding the scale so that I'm not stuck to the number of paintings that I can create, because eventually I have to store those paintings somewhere. I mean, you can store them things upon me head. Me no man store them things upon me head. So I do have to find something that will help me get to the point where I can freely move and also freely create. That all in a nutshell. But it will not take away the fact that a studio tour has to happen. It has to take place. I need for the people to see where it is that I work, what it is that I do, how I create my work, and what I'm working on currently. And it also comes from a place where, the number of people have grown on the platform. So, I kind of have to introduce the people to who I am and what it is that I do. That I create work like this one here behind me called Emerge. So what I'm going to do right now is do this admin work. Back to work. Back to work. Me for eating. Just finished organizing everything. It took me, oh gosh, people, y'all okay? Y'all good? So it took me 2 hours. I'm actually really happy that it took me 2 hours because I was really afraid it would take me a lot longer, like the whole day. But I started at, let's say, around 12-ish, maybe a little bit later than 12-ish, and it's almost 2 o'clock. So it's well within 2 hours.
I really had like work to do early this morning. Clearly that's not gonna be done. I need to get some sleep. I need to get something, right? So I sleep till about 10.
I really had this feeling that it was, what was it? Monday. And I've been having this a lot lately that I do not really feel what day it is. For me, it's like time zone. So it's morning, we're in the afternoon, and we're in the evening space. That's it. That's all what you're going to get out of me. That's all what you're going to get out of me. I'm not even living from day to day, like, oh, today's Monday, today's Tuesday, today's Wednesday, Thursday. The only reason why I want to know what day it exactly is because I need to go outside and maybe do some shopping, or I have to do some errands or other activities that require me to really know what day it is. But other than that, I really do not care anymore if it's Monday or Wednesday and not to say that that's not important. It sounds weird, but it helps me to be in the moment. It so helps me to be just in the moment and just enjoy the moment and not be so stressed about, well, today is Monday and on the Monday we need to do. I think it's like an old habit that comes from the time where I was in the previous life that I had for the last 1,000 years. Everything is based on, the activities are based on what day it is. Basically, Monday is the most pressed day because the weekend is over and people are coming back to their jobs, to their work. People want to know what it is that they can do, and people come with questions. The market is open, etc., etc., etc. And then you have the Friday where people want to finish their work as soon as possible before the weekend starts. So Wednesday is like it could be a busy day, it could be a slow day. It depends. But most of the time the Friday is the day where people are rounding things off before they start the weekends, and the Monday everybody is just trying to get through the week. I believe that is from a place where that happened. Now don't get me wrong. I do have my activities there. I'm like, okay, well, I need to finish this and this and this, but it's not day based. The only daily based activities that I have so far are, for instance, YouTube, where I'm saying, well, I want to post 2 times a week, Patreon, and they don't really stress me out. They don't stress me out to the point where I'm like, ugh, anxiety. But that also has to do with the fact that I'm doing something that is in my nature to do, which is art, illustration, content creation. I think that's another thing that I've discovered from that particular period, right? Now that I got you on the line, you might as well listen to what I got to say. Now that I got you on the line, how much I also was just pushing against the thing that I really wanted to do. Like every time I thought that I could combine some full-time or part-time job in order to do what it is that I love. But I was actually just really afraid of doing what it is that I love doing. So that would be a safety net for me, having that part-time job or another job or anything. It would have been it was a safety net for me. And it's not, it's not something to be ashamed about. It's not something that I dismiss myself for. Absolutely not. It is a beautiful discovery of also understanding a lot about myself, the choices that I would make, let me say it differently. The choices that I saw and the decisions that I made. That's something different. So no, I don't really regret it at all. But it could have been better. It definitely could have been better, of course, but it's hindsight. Hindsight. You cannot do anything about it. You can definitely learn. Trust and believe. You can definitely learn from that. Another thing that I find very interesting from that period is I'm looking at a lot of content creators. And I think that is why I feel so. I look at content creators, creatives, just I know I'm looking at them differently than any other person who looks at their channel for the entertainment. I also get entertained by them and learn from them. But the thing that I really look at is how well do they show who they are? Are they just doing it just because it is something that they can be popular with and it creates an income stream, which is nothing, that ain't no biggie. There's nothing wrong with that. But if that's the only thing that you're doing, you will notice it, and that makes me then see if somebody is really in their element. And I'm big on that right now. Is somebody in their element? Are you showing who you are? Now, you don't have to do that for the whole world completely, but when you are on the camera, like I am right now, like y'all seeing me in my element right now. This is ridiculous.
I'm sitting here with my nice scarf, house clothes, and my favorite blanket. Talking to y'all on the camera. If that is not being in your element, I don't know what is.
Y'all get the point, right? Is somebody really in their element? And I feel that I'm a lot more unapologetically in my element and a lot more willing to say no to things that I just don't want to do. And I'm also willing to say, listen, this part is not working, cancel and do something else, right? Do something else or take another perspective on it. It's also possible. Take another look at it from a different angle. I'm far more willing to do that. So YouTube helps a lot with that. The people that I follow on YouTube, the creatives that I follow on YouTube, because they automatically show themselves to be in their element. At least that is what I'm getting from them, that they automatically do that. Of course, they have their struggles and their strides, but they show mostly themselves, and that is very motivating for me. That is such a great motivation for me to look at myself and be like, okay, how can I do that, right? How can I contribute to heal the world and make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race? Yes, that's the lyric of Michael Jackson's Heal the World. But yeah, that's just the thing that I wanted to share. I'm going to continue watch this, so I'm going to see y'all in another scene. All right.